Okay, we're over the Kyokushin Karate versus Muay Thai matches. That's what we just watched with Andy Hug. We're going to watch some Rick Roufus versus Changpuek Kietsongit. USA versus Thailand. A matchup as old as time. Kickboxing versus Muay Thai. You always got to appreciate these types of fights. Super fun. 1988 too, so we're about to see something pretty interesting. I don't know why this is just stuck at the bottom, but you guys are going to get to see the time and the date I filmed this, and we're just going to watch the fight and go from there. You know, this is fun for me. This is a hobby for me. You know, daytime I'm running an MMA gym, and then every once in a while when I get a couple minutes on the weekend, we watch some fights together. And I like it old school. I like that old stuff, especially kickboxing versus Muay Thai. You gotta love that matchup. And they couldn't pick a better fighter to do this type of matchup than Rick Roufus. Someone who just balls to the wall. Like Dennis Alexio would be pretty sick too. Just because it's just like fucking kill mode. But Roufus is fancy. Like, he's light on his feet. He likes jumping, spinning stuff. He does things a little bit differently than a lot of these other guys. He's extremely athletic. He can jump, he can spin, he can fly through the air while doing kickboxing, which is the complete opposite of what you could consider Muay Thai is. I can almost assure everybody that this is going to be a mixed rules fight, but I'm not 100% sure because I've never seen this fight before. Okay, the referee is in a gi, karate gi. Okay, it looks like low kicks are on the menu. Alright, Roufus is always going to be light on his feet. He's got good boxing, he's got snappy punches. But we know the power is probably going to be in the hands of the Thai, who's just going to be able to stand there. Look at those strong legs he got. Like, even through the pixels, you can tell how strong those thighs are. Alright, he's going to be popping off hard shots over and over again, but Roufus is probably going to be besting him with volume. Alright, fancy stuff. Kicks he's never really had to compete against before. Alright. Thais are a fan of spinning elbows. Maybe not in this era, but they're definitely not accustomed to spinning back fists coming at them. That is not in the Muay Thai repertoire. Thanks so much for watching this fight with me, guys. I love doing this. This is fun for me. It's just so much better when you can do it with somebody else. Alright, a little bit of block and counter action there. The Thai is pretty keen to beat up the legs of Roufus, obviously moving around as much as he is. Slow him down a little bit. And Roufus is just going to stay on the outside and do a lot of blitzes, long-range techniques. Alright. Got countered on his spin. Because the Thai is going to stand there. He's going to try to absorb those shots and try to counter as best as he can. It looks like he's even almost aiming at the calf with a lot of these low kicks, which is even more devastating than kicked in the thigh. Yeah, Roufus is nervous. You can tell his legs are almost already hurting. Oh! That's what's going to happen. Look, knock this mouth guard out. He's got the wherewithal to pick it back up. A very classic Roufus technique there. Alright, kickboxing in general. That round kick to same side straight. Alright, almost the... Oh, there's another one. Almost the exact same mechanics as a Superman punch, where you're loading up the punch on the same side where you're kicking. He's knocked down again. First round, 2 knockdowns. Not going well for the Thai. I didn't even check how long this fight is, thankfully. So we don't know when it ends. Yeah, he is doing really well on the inside here. Just landing hard shots. He's tasting blood in the water. Alright, the Thai is definitely, literally on the ropes. Figuratively ready to hit the mat. Cracked again. Roufus is being patient, sort of sensing. Wow! Jump spin back kick to the face. Lands. Alright, let's see how the Thais deal with, an injured fighter in the corner. Alright, okay, shake the head up a bit, throw a bit of ice water on his head. Alright, slap him around. Alright, rub his neck, slap his back, just keep dumping water on him. Just feeding him out of a bucket. Just pouring a bucket of water in his mouth. They don't even have bottles. Look at that. Classic technique. Landing that, I guess it would be a left round kick, and at the same time he's loading up that straight. This is not a Muay Thai technique. You're not going to see a lot of Thais striking that way, so he just didn't even expect it as an opportunity. Most Muay Thai finishes with powerful kicks, and kickboxing, a huge stylistic difference is that they use their kicks to set up a lot of their boxing. So it's like it's a large contrast there. And I love that he finished with a little bit of flair doing that jump spin back kick. Look, you gotta fucking take 3 mops in there. They got 3 guys cleaning up the mats after just dumping a bucket of water in the corner of the ring. I don't know what the hell the plan was there. They gotta get this guy. Oh, they even just gave him a 1-point foul. Maybe that was the plan. Just dump enough water on the ground that forced them to clean it up. Take the foul. Give their fighter a little bit more time to recover. Thais are notorious for just coming right back in and sticking to the game plan, though. Looks like he's right back in action, hurting Roufus' thigh.
And he is, as you have pointed out, John, the key here is Roufus' footwork. Roufus is dancing away from a lot of this stuff.
Roufus having a lot of trouble dealing with those low kicks. He does not know how to check. He only knows how to move from the strike. And if someone's super keen to low kick you and willing to take shots for it, you're not going to be able to run from it forever. This is a rough go. Chancho's getting mad. He's hating what he's seeing. He saw how good Roufus was doing in that first round. I now look at the second. He can't keep up just because of those low kicks. He is not accustomed to taking kicks like that. What do you think, Chancho? Roufus trying to survive, just throwing some shots back, but right, the Thai again is tasting the blood. All right, he can't defend those legs. He knows he's hurt. Chancho's mad. He's out of here. Right. Another hard low kick. And a little takedown too. Okay. Introduction to MMA. Looking like he's having a bit of trouble getting back to the feet. Should he stay? Should he go? He's got to stand there and try to box with him. Because if he just stays on the outside, he's going to keep taking those low kicks. And it looks like he doesn't even have his legs underneath him to throw a punch, let alone defend that kick. So it is bad news. Oh, Chancho's going to scratch the shit out of me. Okay. Yep. 1 minute. Can he survive? Chancho, can he? Found a battery on the floor. Spinning back kick. Oh! Wow. Steps on his stomach while he's on the mat. That was a bit of a fucker move. Like, you're already winning the fight. It's been clean. And the Thai feels like he needs to step on his opponent when he's down. That's just dirty. Like, he probably could have just won the fight right there, but because of that dumbass stunt, now he's watching him. Foolishness. Utter and complete foolishness. I don't know if that deserves like a full timeout, but that is bizarre. That's completely bizarre. Why was he made it personal? There's no reason to make it personal. Yeah, no shit, he doesn't speak English. Language problem. So his corner's like, hey, don't stomp on him, okay? Don't stomp on him. You know you're not allowed to do that. He's like, I don't know. I thought we were doing kickboxing. Thought you let us stomp. Cop, cool, cop. They're acting like he doesn't understand that. Like, that's complete bullshit. Obviously, he understands and knows that. Guy's probably had 300 fights. Chancho. Yeah, we hear you. Don't worry. He's getting pissed off about this fight. He doesn't like hearing about, you know, Rick Roufus lose, let alone getting stomped on the mat. Yeah, okay, come here. Okay. He always does this. Needs a better view. Roufus definitely recovered. He looks a little bit lighter on his feet, but definitely those legs are swelling up. He's in pain. Alright, got a good spinning back fist in. Head kick lands, but he does not have a lot of strength, those legs. You can tell that it's not that strong of an impact. Survives that third round, or I guess that was the second round. Felt like the third round from how long it was going on for. I wonder how much water the Thais are going to dump on the mat this time. What do you think? No. This is brutal. Look at that low. Just absolutely nothing for defending it. Okay, stop. This is rough. This is a rough watch. You know, I think if Roufus was a bit more educated in terms of checking, ways to counter off of low kicks, understanding the significance of low kicks, he would have come into this fight much more prepared. But you just don't know until you know how bad a low kick can be when you take it. Especially with almost zero conditioning from his years in kickboxing where that strike wasn't even allowed. So, you know, what do you really do with that? Yeah. Tries to go for another counter. This is looking rough.
The kicks to the legs don't get called as knockdowns, they get called as sweeps. So again, it doesn't count as a knockdown. Roufus with a good left to catching Kietsongit coming in. Kietsongit, a tough young man. Roufus has hurt him a lot. And he's still there. Roufus taking a lot of stuff on his legs here. And you have to wonder.
He's getting beat up real bad right now.
Roufus needs to go back to the plan of moving in more. He's not attacking enough.
He has to find a way to maintain the range where he's going to land his best strikes, which is going to be all the way from the outside of his low kicking range, maybe countering on the actual strike itself, accepting the fact that you're going to get kicked and just blast him with a punch for it, but it's just not going to stop those kicks from coming. Alright. He's literally just dropping his hand in front of it and getting kicked on the hand versus taking it on the leg anymore, which is, man, that's about as bad as it can get. Chancho, what are you seeing? This is a rough go. Just getting blasted with kicks, just putting his arms in front of those strikes, like that is just pure pain. You know, there's nothing technical about that defense. That's just trying to take it as best as he can. He can't even throw a punch anymore. He looks exhausted. His legs aren't working. A little check uppercut. He's trying to throw these punches. You know, this is like one of the worst beatings I've seen Roufus take in a fight. And it's purely because of, you know, not being educated on the significance of low kicks. You know, maybe he was cocky about it. Maybe he really didn't know. It's not even on his mind. You know, the whole point of kickboxing was to kick people in the head. Yeah, Muay Thai too. Obviously, you're allowed to sweep. You're allowed to do throws if you're connected to the other person. You end up catching them in the clinch. But in kickboxing, no. None of that. He's looking at his corner. He's like, can I even do this? I really feel like I got no chance right now. This guy I've never heard of before from a country I've probably never even thought of is kicking the ever-loving shit out of me, and I'm the best kickboxer on the planet. You know, the kickboxer in Rick Roufus wants to keep this going. The competitor in Rick Roufus wants to keep this going, but the man that is Rick Roufus can't take it. Can't take it. 2 points, 2 fouls. 3-point major foul. So I assume that the only way the Thai is going to win this fight is if he knocks out Roufus. I can only assume that Roufus is eventually just not going to get up off the mat again. Oh man. Limping to his corner. You gotta really give it to Roufus for being as tough as he is, but you know, the strength and conditioning of a Thai's low kicks is just, yeah, it's just giving him no chance to win this fight.
It's causing an awful lot of discussion and an awful lot of unhappiness on the part of both sides, I would say. And add to that the language barrier, and obviously Tom Schlesinger, our referee, who I think is maintaining pretty decent control of this fight, considering, but he doesn't speak Thai. The Thai fighters don't speak English. It's very hard for him to communicate with them in there, and they, of course, are probably feeling slighted by these points penalizing. But then again, the rules are the rules. We're going to see another strong leg kick here.
Didn't think about doing that.
Right on the inside there of the knee, taking Rick Roufus down. That's got to be incredibly.
This is a rough go. 4th round. Of course, why wouldn't he just open up with a few more low kicks? Roufus trying to give them back, but literally running from the action.
Rick Roufus now trying to keep away from the legs of Kietsongit, and probably his safest haven is as close to Kietsongit as he can get. Roufus has the power, Kietsongit is...
Yeah, he's got to close the distance with his boxing. Just the spinning techniques are not helping him. He's done. He can't even stand. The amount of pain he's probably feeling right now is maybe the worst he's ever had in a fight. Man, hard to say much else other than Roufus is just not able to win this fight at this point. There's absolutely no way. He has no power. He has no ability to stand. He can't use his boxing. He can't throw any kicks. Calls it off. Thank God. Save Roufus from this fight. I would say that Roufus's striking, and this is speaking almost from complete bias because I'm a big fan of his, is somewhat better than the Thais. Right, he's a little bit more well-rounded. I think he's technically a better athlete, but there's just obviously such a huge disconnect in what Roufus puts value in his striking. It's just like, you know, almost the Bruce Lee quote, you know, practice one kick 1,000 times or practice 1,000 kicks. Right? Roufus is 1,000 kicks, and he was going against a guy who's practiced a low kick 100,000 times, and he's never dealt with it once in his life. And you put in anybody against somebody who's done that, and you give them 20 minutes to kick your legs, it's going to be hard to walk out of there, literally and figuratively. Boom, just on that again, low kick getting kicked right in the knee. He has just no ability to defend it. He's spinning. His legs are together. Right? The Thai just didn't even care about getting hit. Like, he just didn't give a shit. What difference would it make to him if he got hit? He just knows he could land another low kick. Just amazing that in that first round, Roufus almost got that knockdown or knockout with those two big knockdowns using very classic kickboxing technique, but he just lost all of the zip from his striking with every kick that he took. Yeah, that's how she goes. Let's see what goes on here. Well, it looks like we got a bit of a dog pile.
From Thailand, Roufus is down with some leg injuries here. They've 3 major fouls, but it's the way the cookie crumbles tonight. Let's take a look at the marks down here, Jeff, and see if you can show what's talk about these.
Yeah, there's some pretty major fouls, but I think it was pretty inconsequential to.
It's the same type of injury that ends a football player's career. You know, I don't think it takes much talent to kick somebody.
Forgot what I was gonna say. Got distracted by that low kick.
Spinning kicks that Rick was throwing and all the defensive ability. I think that's real talent.
Oh yeah, the fouls. The fouls didn't make a difference to him losing this fight. Fouls or not, he would have lost this fight. Now I wonder, with this education in mind, if they would have had a rematch, if there would have been much of a difference. We know that in a rematch, the Thai would have been much more aggressive, coming out, you know, hot right off the bat with low kicks, just knowing that Roufus is going to have trouble defending it. And Roufus would be more prepared to defend the low kicks, you can only assume. So put those two things together, would the preparation for his defenses be enough? I don't know. Taken out in a stretcher. Don Wilson beat the Thai that he fought, though. Not on the record. On the record, he lost, but if you watch the fight, he beat the Thai. And there was clearly some bias in the judging at that point. But, oh, Chancho. Anyways, that's how the cookie crumbles, just as this guy said it.
It doesn't take too much talent to kick to the legs, so that's how I'll end up tonight.
Oof. Bit of shit talk. Doesn't take too much talent to kick the legs. And then we're going to name the video that.